Hello, it's your boy Gadako. I'm back. I know it's been around 12 days. I'm sorry for the inconsistency. Like, honestly, I'm just going to stop apologizing and I'm just going to actions speak louder than words. So my consistency is not there right now in terms of uploading, and I do apologize, but let's just kind of get straight into the video, guys. So, a couple things I wanted to talk about. It has been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, and I don't really have much. I haven't really written or anything, but the one thing that I can say is that within these 2 weeks, I've been in a slump. I have been deep inside of my head in terms of, having a lot of negative emotion and just kind of overthinking in general of my position in life when it comes to a lot of things. But the reason the only reason those negative thoughts have came to me, and the only reason you may be having negative thoughts along your weeks and your months and your years, is because you're leaving way too much time to think. There's too much. If you have time to overthink about all this bullshit, then you're not doing enough. You're leaving too much time for thought. And although you may have a nice rigorous routine where you're actually doing things that are productive, in between those times you're actually numbing your brain with some sort of entertainment, music, pornography, females, entertainment, Netflix, YouTube, whatever it may be, and that is actually just pulling you away from being able to do. You're not able to do anything. So what you need to be doing is actually constantly be on go and not allow time to even dumb yourself down. And that's something that I've kind of been doing for the past 12 days, and that's why you should have been seeing 3 videos from me, and this is why you're only seeing 1. But here's the goal: we're going to touch 1,000 subscribers by May 1st, so I'm going to kind of be uploading every other day until then, and we'll see what comes from it. That's going to be the goal from now on. But what I really want to touch on is kind of getting out of those slumps, is that you need to not leave that much time to think, bro. Just wake up and go. And I've just kind of been in my head. I haven't really been on my same regular routine that has actually been keeping me the happiest and making me the most successful in whether that be at work or whether that be here with business. And I think that should be the same for you, just stick to the same boring schedule, stick to the same boring routine. Because when I started off in my job in sales and I was actually making a shit ton of calls and talking to a whole bunch of people and actually closing deals throughout the month, that's when I was waking up at 4:30, going to the gym, going to work for 12 hours, going to sleep, repeating day in, day out for 2-3 months straight. And then when I see my negative emotions start to bubble back up inside of my head, and it starts to display on my face, and nobody necessarily even wants to be around me because of my negative energy, that's when I'm not sticking to my same routine. So I'm sure you probably have a routine that is actually maybe not the most efficient. It's maybe hard to stick to, but it's something that you've done before and you've seen success and you've seen growth in your mindset, your body, your finances, etc. Go back to that same routine. Stick to that routine. And I know it's going to be hard. I know you're going to try one day, you're going to fuck up. You're not going to be successful. You're going to try 2 days in a row, then you're going to fall off. But it's just that act of getting back on that same boring schedule. So find the schedule that makes you the best version of yourself right now and gives you the most success right now, and stick on that routine. And then over time, within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I'm pretty sure me and you are both going to see a difference in terms of how rigorous that schedule is going to be. But for now, for me, waking up at 4:30 or 5, going to the gym, going to work for 12 hours straight. I'm not leaving time in my head to think. I'm not leaving time in my schedule to go do degenerate things or order shitty food or do anything that's going to put me off of my tracks. And I think that's the same thing that you should do. So if you don't want to face the negative emotion that follows with falling off your path, then you need to find a path to stay on. And it's easier said than done. But I hope that the result of becoming somebody who is not always disappointed with themselves is more important to you than satiating yourself in your daily pleasure. And I hope that's not too much for me to ask for, and I hope you have enough courage to ask yourself for that as well. Can you do yourself a favor and continuously do the right things that are going to put you on the right track? And I feel like it's a question you're always going to have to ask yourself on self-improvement, whatever kind of journey you are while you're developing as an individual. Like I said before, and I'll say it a million times over, this is not a trend. This is a lifestyle. And I mean, the slip-ups are inevitable, of course, and those inevitable slip-ups is what the self-development is all about. The times when you're in a slump and you're negative and you just kind of want to quit and you fucking hate your own life, that's what we're working so hard to. Those times, the reason we're working so hard is to make those moments as far and far and far away from each other in our lifetime as possible. In the beginning of my self-improvement journey, I was falling off every week. I was in my head every single week. But as you start to develop, those lulls and those moments when you're down in the dumps come every 4 or 5 months. What kind of improvement is that? But I've realized I haven't been consuming as much knowledge as I should have, and maybe that's the case for you, because the way these algorithms are pushing entertainment is actually it's becoming more increasingly aggressive with how hard it takes our attention. So that's something to just kind of be careful of. But I realized that those lumps and those days where I'm feeling like shit, and those days are coming closer and closer, so it almost feels like I'm going backwards. And I don't know if that's the same for you. If that is something that you can relate to, comment down below kind of how far those gaps are, and maybe we can kind of talk on Instagram and see what we can do about changing that. But that's something we got to keep aware of. So I almost feel like my self-development has kind of been stagnant, in terms of like stagnant or going down. And I'm not going to blame it on the algorithms and shit like that. Obviously it is on me. So we just have to continuously work harder as these AIs and these algorithms are out to attack us. Obviously we have to be mentally strong to make sure we're leveraging these to our benefit, making sure our podcasts are up to par and our Instagram feed is up to par, and actually making us better individuals, even if it is short form content. So I just don't want you to be in the same place that I was in and I am in right now. I want you to take what I've learned in the past couple of weeks and couple of fucking years, actually, and seeing my self-improvement go up and down and up and down. It just feels like the downs are getting a little bit deeper. And if that is the case for you, then it's time for both of us to actually start consuming a little bit more knowledge. Start to substitute the music for a podcast, or just do half and half on the drive, listen to the podcast when you get to a certain light, and then once you get to that light, then you blast your freaking music. It's up to you. So what I'm kind of getting at here is that you got to stop leaving so much time to think. On top of that, you need to stick to the same boring schedule that makes you feel like the best individual that you are. And obviously it's going to take some sacrifice, but is avoiding that disappointment more important than the pleasure right now? Would you be completely opposed to sacrificing a couple days? If that's something you'd be completely opposed for, then I'm sorry, this journey is not for you. You should just continue in the same path that you're on and accept the fact that you do not want to change, because the hardships right now and everything that you're facing is not pushing you into action, and being disappointed in yourself is not pushing you into action. So you should just stop being disappointed in yourself. Accept the fact that you like where you are right now and you're not going to do the required things to become a better person. That's the conclusion I've arrived to for the past 2 weeks. I hope that all makes sense for you, and I hope that you guys can understand or try to grasp what's more important to you, now or later. I love you guys. Start tomorrow strong, G. Peace.